you can spread this message out a little bit further. Hey, we're live on YouTube and Facebook. Hey, we love you guys. Victory Monday. How does it feel for everybody, right? Because right now we're live on TikTok, and I was saying, how is your Monday? How is your drink of choice today? I think it's a little bit easier when the Cowboys win, especially for Cowboys Nation. It's super. Oh man, there's always somebody at work, right? That likes to be that naggler, right? That person that gives you a hard time. Can they hear Harvey though? Can you TikTok,
Can
can you
y'all
hear?
hear me? Can y'all hear me? Anybody? Can you hear me on TikTok? Let's see if they can hear me.
Sporting that blue and silver? Yes, sir. I am. Blue collar, can you hear Harvey?
Can y'all hear
Loud,
me?
loud and clear. Let's go, baby. All right,
Okay.
so let's do it, man. We're not gonna try to break it down. Harvey, I would like you to start off with the statement. What do you think? I mean, looking back at the game, I mean, say what's on your mind. What did you see? And let's talk about it. And whoever has comments, we'll chime in.
I think the biggest thing for me was we did start out and we scored, um, and then they came back and scored, and I don't know, man. They did score from the beginning. I get it, but I still we were kind of slow in between all the way to the fourth quarter. And I want to say a lot of bad things, but at the end of the day, I think you look back at it. I think the Texans had a plan, man. I think they played basic from the first start of the game, and then they went to their true game plan and started disguising a lot of those defenses uh, towards the Cowboys offense. And I think it gave them problems. And honestly, man, and I'll say it again, just like I said, the Green Bay game, I think we needed a game like this. We needed
Ooh,
a game like this uh, to make us like, hey, man, you got to go the length of the field to win this game. How many games have we had like that? Not very many. So I
man,
think this game helped us out, man, to do that. 98 yards, 98.
I'm,
So
I'm not gonna lie, man. You stole my thunder, man. That's exactly my thoughts, right? And I think that the Cowboys, like you said, they needed to get battle tested, and whether it be a game like against the Texans, who people all day, all I've been hearing is, "Hey, that Cowboys should have won 50-0." I'm like, okay, hold on a minute. I know that the Colts game that was the case, but like blue collar said, right? A good challenge always helps with confidence, and yes, hey, but let's look at it, right? Because you took Harvey, you took the words right out of my mouth. I think that this is great because we needed the defense to step up, and they did. That was a crucial stop, especially when the Texans decided to go all in on that fourth and goal. Man, that was crazy. Oh man, D Law, and then after that it was Anthony Barr and now Neville Gallimore, right, coming up with that crazy stop on Driscoll. Driscoll looked a
yep.
little lost, but hey, the defense is going to do that to you. But let's take a look at it. We got the first quarter scoring summary, right? Because Pollard 11-yard rushing TD. That was what was that? Okay, so that was when we look at it. After that, it was Damian Pierce, but that one came off of the actual kick. I'm sorry, the muff punt returned by Kayvon Turpin, right?
Yep. Right.
And then as the quarter was closing down, like you said, we kind of had a slower start. So, I mean, Harvey, it was I thought the first quarter we came out, it felt like we strike first, and like the Cobra Cry, right? What is it? Strike first and strike fast, or I don't know what the catchphrase is. TikTok.
First and strike hard.
There you go. It felt like it. It felt like that's kind of like what was going on with the Cowboys, right? But at the end of the first half, I mean, Houston was up 10-7. So, from there, let's go second quarter, right? Obviously, you can see who scored it there. On the second quarter, this is kind of like where you said it gets a little bit interesting, right? Pierce was killing our defense in the run game. Man, blue collar. It looked like I was being very confident, man. I was talking very, with my chest out that our run defense, finally is coming together. But Pierce did get, I think he did break 100 yards on us, and that was barely too. Uh, I will say, this is kind of like when we look at the game overall in the second half. That's kind of what you're talking about, right? Harvey?
Yeah, yeah. So we just kind of struggled. I don't know why, man, but like I said, I went back and I started looking at it and I said, man, what's the difference between what we've played all year and what they're doing now? But at first thought, I said, man, they're disguising a lot of things of what they're trying to do. And I didn't know if I was right or not. I was just going off of the game. But as you see at the end of the game, when Dak came out in that press conference, I think that was the truth. And I believe if you look at it, they hadn't ran that all year, that disguised defense that they were running. So it's almost like they wanted to win that Texas Bowl, right? That's kind of weird, man.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. He said he had some good key plays, unfortunately, and I guess he's talking about Damian Pierce. Aw,
Yeah.
hey,
He
thank you all
had
for the
yeah,
gift, hey, and thank you for the likes, man. Hey, I love TikTok, man. We already hit 3,500 likes. Look at this. We got 9 people on board. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, man. We do some great giveaways. I know that Mr. Ayala got the it's actually the True Brand. It's this cap, but actually this one it was sent to me in the mail. This was actually brand new out of the case. This one unfortunately it was mine. Blue collar said yes. But getting back to the game, right? Damn, the second quarter, man. This is kind of like where you I can kind of see what you're saying. You know what I mean? Tony Pollard, yeah, he had it looks like every time we give him the opportunity, makes the best out of it. Two
yep,
TDs, but then Jeff Driscoll. If you look at what happened was, I think that they actually elevated Jeff Driscoll. So I don't even think that the Cowboys knew that they were bringing in the Jeff Driscoll. And
nope,
obviously, with Jeff Driscoll, the way they were using him, it was they were trying to expose the RPO, which they know, RPO and zone coverage is not Dallas's. That's kind of Dallas kryptonite, right? When you run that
yep,
RPO on offense, that seems to stabilize our defense. And of course, when you see a team run RPO a lot, it looks like for whatever reason, I'm sorry, the RPO, and it looks like when opposing defenses run zone schemes, it looks like they have a lot of success. So this is kind of where you start seeing the Cowboys kind of slow down, and Jeff Driscoll surprised everybody, including Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker, and he got, who was it, Amari Rogers, right, on a 28
yep.
yard little. He just got him on a little rollout play, and then from there, Cowboys, they got stale, and this is kind of like where we lost. This is kind of like where we lost. I believe this is actually right before the Cowboys. Is this where they went for it? Let me see my notes. I'm sorry. No, it wasn't. It wasn't this play, right?
No, it wasn't this one.
But I think this is where it got stale. And Brett Maher, he had his field goal, and then
Yep.
we saw the Texans. They got back. They got back in the game, and I mean they got themselves in field goal position. And yeah, Fairbarn hit a 50-yarder, man. Like
Yeah.
with 2 seconds left. Be honest, we're going to the Super Bowl,
Hey
man.
man,
That's
we
tough.
we're hey, we're always going to Super Bowl, right? But
It's
hey man,
obvious.
let's
It's
pump
obvious.
let's pump the brakes a little bit though. We can't be playing like this, man.
It's so funny. It's so funny because right after that they say the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl, but they did it with an emoji, right? Can't see you guys. Oh no, for real? Who you can't see?
Oh no, it's because you have the the thing on.
Oh,
That's why.
oh, my bad, my bad. Let me take this off real quick. There we are. I'm sorry. Yo, look who came over to the dark side, man. What's up, Big Adam? Woo! Hey, hey, real quick, shout out Blue Collar, one step at a time and get through the playoffs. That's from Blue Collar.
That's
Uh,
it.
April Ambitious Super Bowl status. Let's go, baby. And it's stuck. It's stuck on the stream. Yeah, we got you. We got it fixed. I'm sorry. It's just because we're just trying to bring out the actual flow of the game because everybody wants to say it's a slow start, but I think Harvey, this is kind of like where we started seeing the problems, and this is where we were in the second, right at 49 seconds, I believe. That's when Terrence Steele, we lost him, man. Uh, we lost Terrence Steele, ACL, MCL injuries, man. He's out, man. He's out. But like, hey, Adam said, Cowboys. I will say this: we were beat up, man. We were really, really
Yeah.
beat up in this game.
Yep.
Dorrance Armstrong was in a walking boot. Jonathan Hankins, I believe, is dealing with a neck and a shoulder injury, and
Yep.
so has Jake Ferguson. So Cowboys really got beat up in this one. Uh, but hey, Cowboys obviously there's something going on with the actual offense. And if you look at this game, for whatever reason, the separation I think is big, right? Are are the Cowboys wide receivers, are they able to separate, Harvey? Is that why
You know
try
what? I don't, I
guys will
don't, I
start in?
don't. You know, I after you asked that, Jerry, I don't know if it's that's the issue, man. I think thinking about it, right? Going back, what really veteran receiver do we have on the team?
None.
That's actually was playing. When James Washington's
Well,
played for a little bit, right?
well,
But
James Washington, and then you got to throw Noah Brown, but Noah Brown, he kind of,
yeah,
he
he's
ain't.
still,
He's
yeah.
still a new wide
So
receiver because he was a tight end, and then he was a special teamer, and he was in
and
special teams for a while.
so you got to think there's no real nothing against CD Lamb. He hasn't been in the league that long, but a presence with that has a veteran receiver, and I think that's what the Cowboys were missing. And I think T.Y. Hilton does that for them. And lets them the small intricates of game time, right? Hey man, what is he doing for you for when you run this, or what is he doing when you do that? And there's none of that. There's nobody that can actually do that for them. So now you bring T.Y. Hilton, who's one of the best, man. He's been around for a long time, and
He's
he
33
has
years old.
and he was a don't get me wrong, was he not a captain for the Colts when
Yes, he
he
was.
played?
He was.
So, and he played with Peyton Manning, so he has that mindset of, hey guys, he can find that gap in the defense. He doesn't need a playbook, to be honest, man. He can go out there and run a route and know like where the gap is in the defense. And I think that's what we're missing. And I think that's why the Cowboys added him to that group specifically.
You saying because number one, we can get the separation, and number two, he brings that veteran leadership. Maybe as far as being able to, if he sees, like, are you saying like he's able to see something in the defense and give the heads up to Dak or Kellen?
Yep,
Okay, well,
100%.
that makes sense. That makes some sense. Hey, we got some good comments here, right? Fat Boy says, Dallas Cowboys all day, right? Of course, we
Yeah.
better be. And then Dallas has always been a second half team for years. This is blue collar. Dallas has always been a second half team for years. If they are behind, they usually come back in the second half. Why does it feel like that? Even since
I don't
Romo
know.
days,
It does, man. It
since the
does. I don't
since
know.
since the Romo days, right? We're talking about
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of a unique situation. But we everybody will say, well, it's Scott Linehan, and Kellen Moore is a product of Scott Linehan, but obviously they don't really run the same. I mean, I understand maybe there's some intricates, or there's some kind of familiarity with choosing to go passing attack style of offense, but I will say this. I mean, I think the complexity of his offense. I'm talking about Kellen Moore. It is a little bit more difficult. So yeah, it does look like Cowboys are a second half team. But I would say this, Arby. I think you killed it. You nailed it. I mean, man, that's gonna be on TikTok, man. That's gonna be a reel right there, man. When you said, the Cowboys needed this, right? Hey, so at Big Adam says Javier is right with the leadership from a veteran wide receiver, man. So I think I can't disagree with that. In fact, I like that. I think somebody mentioned on there they should never got rid of Amari, right? Blue collar never should have got rid of Amari Cooper. Man, Coop, we really do miss him, right? I mean, is it true? Yes or no? Do we miss Amari Cooper?
Yeah, we do. 100%, man. We do.
I mean,
Yeah.
we understand about clearing the books, and we understand about the attitude, but it wasn't like he had a bad attitude. But now we're learning, right? Like, man, there's really no veteran wide receiver, like you said, that we have. We have a young group, man. I mean, these guys are figuring it out together. So that's difficult, man, when you don't really have that. Uh, we'll see. Mike McCarthy, he said that he was gonna practice Wednesday and look out for him to be active on Sunday. Harvey, do you think it's gonna be like a James Washington type deal, or do you think that he can actually make some big plays for us?
I think he can make some big plays, man. He's a veteran, man, and he's kind of a smaller wide receiver, kind of shifty. So I think he's not gonna play. every down kind of wide receiver. He's not that anymore. But if you kind of use him sparingly here and there, I think he can make some big plays, man.
I like
Um,
I like this comment, but go ahead.
yeah, just sparingly use him sparingly, maybe to exploit the defense, but he doesn't have to play every play. He doesn't have to block. He doesn't have to, you know what I'm saying? So I think the more than anything, I think they were looking for the veteran experience, man. I honestly think that, and they can still play. So
I like what I'm hearing, man. I think this is kind of what we needed, right? Blue collar said, I honestly believe after this game, the team is fired up, man. Are
yeah,
Ari, I was gonna that was kind of like I guess one of my last segments, right? Because let's go ahead and highlight the final, right? The final quarter because we obviously on the third quarter we struggled. Josh Ball does not belong at right tackle. From what we're seeing, is they're going to be bringing in I think it's going to be a mixture of Josh Ball and they're gonna be rotating Josh Ball and Jason Peters. That doesn't sound like a good formula, which is something I want to ask you because they specifically asked this to Mike McCarthy. And they're also going to be rotating Tyler Smith and Connor McGovern. Harvey, is this bad?
I think it is, man. But what's the reasoning behind switching Peters and then Ball? Is it because Peters can't play a whole game? We don't know that.
I, I
I'm not
think
trying to say
I
I'm not
think
trying to say anything bad about him, but can he play a whole game
how many times have we seen Jason Peters play right tackle? I mean, how many times in his NFL career did we see
since
him play left tackle?
since well, I think the last time he played was he said '05. That was the last time he ever took a rep at right tackle,
At right tackle, correct.
and he didn't do that bad in the game. So I guess we'll have to see, man. I know they don't want to put him on the field the whole game, so maybe that's why they want to push ball out in him and rotate a little bit. Um, but why would they switch Tyler Smith though on left guard? Is my question.
I believe because he beat Connor McGovern, beat him out in training camp. I believe that's why. Hey, but let's finish the recap on the scoring summary, right? Because obviously Cowboys didn't their offense they couldn't get going in the third. We got lit up. We got lit up. Josh Ball, obviously, I mean, I don't know. He needs to move on. But look at the fourth quarter, man. Look at this is kind of like when the Cowboys really came to life, and we don't get enough credit. But do you see the Texans scoring at all in the fourth quarter on
Nope.
this sheet?
Nope.
No, right? Defense showed up, and then we saw how decisive it was uh for Dak and company. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a little bit. But let's get back to these comments real quick because we got some comments coming on. Uh, Adam said, "I enjoyed when Cobb was here, but left back to Green Bay." You know, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I can kind of see. I was hoping that we could get what we got in Green Bay out of Cobb, but for
Yeah.
whatever the
No.
case was, he wasn't available. And if you look, that looks like that's starting to be a trend for the Cowboys, right? They're looking
Yeah.
for not inability. What is it? What was the word he used? What was Jerry Jones' word?
He
Availability.
did availability.
Availability, right? And so, but you know what? Randall Cobb definitely he's actually had a revival of sorts, and then he got hurt. Ramiro, good to hear from you. Wide receiver is not the problem. Quarterback not accurate is. Oof. System needs to be better to help Dak. Didn't figure cover two till final drive. You know what? There's a lot there. There's a lot to talk about right there with Ram. The first one is wide receiver is not the problem. So in other words, they shouldn't have to gone and get T.Y. Hilton. Are they trying to restructure the O line? That's what blue collar is asking on there. So we got a couple. Let's tackle one at a time. Let's go with blue collar real quick. Do you think they're restructuring the O line right now?
I don't think they're restructuring. I think they're trying to figure out the best five. There's no restructure. I think they're trying to say who are the top five, who are our best five, and we're talking about specifically playing together. So does this five fit well? Does this five fit well? And I guess however they figure that out, those are what they're gonna go with because they still got 4 weeks left.
4 weeks, and Jaguars up ahead, and I think the Jaguars are a little bit better than the Houston
Yeah,
Texans, man.
yeah.
I like Trevor Lawrence, and I like what they have with Trevor Lawrence and Trayvon Walker, but they do also have some other key pieces. Christian Kirk, when he's healthy, man, he's a pain in the butt. Let's get to Ramiro. Let's get to Ramiro, right? Wide receiver is not the problem. So I guess he's referring to T.Y. Hilton. The quarterback not accurate is. So let's talk about that real quick. In this situation, out of the 15 passes that Dak missed, 11 of those were actually tipped at the line of scrimmage. 11 of them. When we look at that, is it because Dak is not accurate, or is it that the zone? Is it that the zone is really his kryptonite?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a mixture of both. I think what happened was they were disguising the cover two. He thought it was a cover three, and then as the play went on, they went to cover two, and that's when he thought he had the window and he throw the ball and they tip it. So
11,
I think
11 tips. That's
yeah,
crazy.
I think that's what it was. I mean, because um, there are some throws that Dak. I mean, he was off. So I mean, but Dak's always been that way, has he not? He was like that in the last game, the one before this,
I mean, the thing is that the fourth quarter he looked strong, man, because he knew
and
what was
that's
in the line.
what I'm saying. Like I think they figured it out, and once they figured it out, he was throwing slinging the ball. You know what I mean? But it takes him a while to get warmed up. Have you noticed that? Like
Yeah,
he'll
yeah.
have some all passes, and then come the end of the game, he's like threading the needle. It's kind of weird, but that's how Dak is.
I have a good friend of mine, and like the way me and you are, we're texting and calling each other throughout the game. It's crazy. He messaged me. He texted me. He goes, "Is Dak off?" And I said, "No, man. I just think that right now the situation at hand is look at all the mistakes that were made. You know what I mean? You cannot be
Yeah,
making mistakes. You cannot be giving any NFL team that. So just to kind of answer what Ramiro said, I think yeah, there's a lot of truth to what he said. Wide receiver is not the problem. I agree with that. I thought that you would try to maybe perhaps at least get yourself an offensive line out there. I think there's a Daryl Williams who played pretty good and he's still relatively young. Why don't you go and get him? Uh, we got blue collar chiming in. He goes, and less penalties at the line. He only gets like that when he gets rattled when defense changes. Ooh, that's he's talking about Dak on that one. Adam, agree with also with that also, Ramiro. Yo, Jerry, I need that hat, bro. I already put it. I already put it on, man. But
doesn't everybody, man? They're sold out.
yeah. Uh I mean, definitely. We're gonna be coming up with another giveaway pretty soon, and we'll see if I can get my hands on one of those before the holidays. So for sure. Being rushed should throw the ball before O line collapses and he will get hit. Man, it's kind of crazy because blue collar and Adam almost said the same thing simultaneously at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that, and also, I mean, I don't know, man, because Dak, I think ever since that injury, remember that injury in New England last year? He's been kind of skittish, man, a little bit ever since that injury
You're
to
talking
his
about the
leg.
one. You're talking about the one before. Oh, the one against the Patriots.
Yeah, when he threw it to CD Lamb coming across and he injured that leg, he's
Yeah.
always ever since that play, he's been kind of skittish in the pocket, man. It's
What up,
kind of
Lee?
weird.
What up, Lee? He's like, let's go. Yeah, let's go. No,
Let's go.
no, you're right, man. For whatever reason, after that, it was the big win against the Patriots. Obviously, he didn't play against the Vikings, and then boom, we had the AFC West come in, and they seemed to almost clean up house. And then from there, we kind of went down a trend, right? But I will say this: what I mean, I know that we need to dig a little bit deeper, right? We need to look at the all 22 and really dissect it piece by piece. Now, these are the notes that we got. This is the breakdowns that we have. Um, right now, if in these next few games, if we went out and let's say we went out with conviction, do you feel that this is enough to go against the ranks of the 49ers? Because I mean, we saw the 49ers yesterday. They took care of business with a rookie, with Mr. Irrelevant to be exact, and of course the Eagles, because we got the Eagles ahead.
Look, man, I'm confident, right? I think they'll get it together. But look, listen, let's be honest, man. They've done this to us before, right? I love my Cowboys, man. I'll die. I'll be a Cowboy fan till I die, right? But man, like we cannot be playing like this. We can't, man. It's almost like we can never get our crap together, man. I don't know if it's coaching or what, but that's why people are the way they are. And everybody talks crap like we expect greatness, man. With this roster, who would not expect greatness? What I don't care what anybody says out there, man. Everybody talks about oh the Cowboys this and that. We have the roster to win the Super Bowl. But when we play games like this, it's what gets fans upset, man. This should have been a 40 or 50 burger, man. Easy. But
Yeah,
no, we made it difficult. Now, does this help us out as a team? It does. Because that 98-yard drive to win the game, that's going to help us in the future. But man, we got to stop doing this to ourselves, honestly.
it's so crazy. I think that we have the right community right now, Harvey. Because I'll tell you this: Blue Collar says this, and Ramiro says this. Right? It's crazy. It's like they're almost talking to each other. Blue Collar says that's why they need to restructure the O line, give Dak better coverage. Then look at what Ramiro said on YouTube. Tyler Smith to right tackle and Tyron to left tackle, best options. Now, I will say this, man. Uh, I think at this point, I think we need to see what he has at guard first before we put him at the right tackle, man. The right tackle, I think he could probably pull it off, right? He has the wheels, he has the power, but damn, man. I mean, we weren't expecting Terrence Steele to go down like that. So, do you feel confident with Jason Peters or do you feel more confident with Tyler Smith? You be honest.
I don't know, man. Now that Ram says that, I don't know. I kind of like that. But can Tyler Smith play the right? Because he's played left his whole career, hasn't he?
Pretty much.
So, man, that sounds like a better option, honestly.
Which is say the lineup right now.
So I say Tyron Smith when he comes back, left tackle.
Okay.
Connor McGovern, left guard.
Okay.
Tyler Biotish. Zach Martin on the right guard. And then you got Tyler Smith at right tackle.
And you know what? I want to see that. I want to see that. I just want to see what we really have with Tyler Smith, man, because I mean, it's never easy for an offensive lineman to go down with an MCL and ACL injuries, right? And that's exactly what we have with Tyler Smith. Joshua, let me see. Joshua says, 49ers going crazy. So I'd say we need the possible step up. We need to step up our game.
We do, man.
I mean, he's right. I mean, there's no way, there's
No,
nothing else that you can say. Cowboys need to
if
step
we,
up.
yeah, if we think we're at the level right now of the Eagles and Niners, we're not, man. Not the way we're playing. It's not. But I will tell you this, man. The Cowboys are not forgetting that they lost to the Eagles. That's the one thing you got to be careful with, man. They're not forgetting that. And they're not, and that let me tell you, when the time comes, I get it. We're not playing at their level. I totally agree with that. But I'll tell you what, they don't forget that they lost to the Niners last year in the playoffs. And they don't forget that they just lost to the Eagles this season with a backup quarterback. And they got that taste in the mouth. There's a difference between, yeah, we barely won this game. But when that game comes, man, I'll tell you what, I don't think words don't have to be said at all. They know what's on the line.
Damn, I mean, do you guys hear that? You guys came to church, man. You need to pass the bucket around right now, man. Harvey's dropping that knowledge. Blue collar says, if he goes really, if we can get a solid O line to for the pocket like what Aaron Rodgers used to have, we'll take it. He's
Yeah.
calling the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And Blue Collar says that sounds perfect. Exactly what you said. Adam says we will adjust next game and kick Eagles ass. Remember my comments, guys. I can go ahead and you know what? I just went ahead and starred that comment, so we can always go back and revisit You're solid at guard. You know what, Ram? I can't. I can't. There's
Yeah,
nothing I cannot disagree with Ram, dude. I mean, Ram knows his stuff. I mean, Ram is definitely an all 22 guy, so he knows exactly what he's talking about. Hey, but you said the Cowboys don't forget about the Eagles. I know that D Law has not forgotten about the 49ers, man. And
nope.
especially when they tried to take the hot boy thing from the from
Yep,
you remember that?
yep.
And so I'll tell you this much right now, you know, that 49er faithful, they you think the Cowboys you think Cowboys Nation forgot too? Heck no, man. So 49ers look good. Are they
They do,
beatable?
man.
Everybody's beatable. I mean,
Everybody's beautiful.
look at it. 49ers come around thinking that they got it. They got the cat in they got the cat in the bag. Man, that's the worst kind of philosophy you can ever have. And you know what? That's what the 49ers faithful has right now towards the Cowboys because man, it almost feels like we're at Twitter war, we're at Facebook war with 49ers faithful, man. They're calling us out that this and that. Man, I'll tell you this much right now. All right, you guys keep on taking us lightly, sleep on us, man, and see what happens. Because that's what happens to the Cowboys. Because me and Ari, it was hard to say anything good about the Texans, but you know what? The Texans showed up and they played
They
football,
did,
man.
man. They did.
But it just goes to show you right now we have the defense in place. I will say this: our defense is way better than what it was last season, and that's the one
Oh
bright
yeah.
side is that I think that they could carry us to a victory. Uh, Blue collar. I've watched Mic'd Up and D Law and Parsons are the motivators. When they get hot, the team gets going. Man, you know what? I we've seen a lot of this stuff too, man. And I love this defense, the way they interact with each other, the way they pump each other up. I think Michael Parsons though has really stepped up because you saw when Kamati Turpin had that unfortunate, you know, unfortunately he fumbled the first time. I never thought that this would be a problem for him, and he muffed that punt. Man, who was it that looked at him, told him, "Hey, don't worry about it. We got you."
Parsons.
Parsons, man. And you know what? That's great to see, man. Need to talk about Jags. They are no, they are on point right now. Lawrence looking like he has figured it out. Didn't he get hurt though?
He got hurt, but I think he came back. But hey, man, they beat the Titans down.
They did, man.
They did. So I mean, this is not a walk in the park either, man. This is look. I'm gonna start giving credit. I'm gonna stop. Look. I'm not doing that anymore, Jerry. I feel like I jinxed us, man. From now on, every team we play are going to the Super Bowl, and we got to beat them. That's it, man. Like these Jags are no slouch. They can sling the ball around.
They can. They really can.
I'm
And
just saying.
and they got them little guys that if we don't respect, man, they can get right past you. So you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. We're gonna actually be breaking down tomorrow. We'll break down the offensive game plan for the Cowboys, and of course we would throw in the Jags. But you guys have been wanting defense, so right now we got a good crowd. What do you want first, defense or offense? Because usually Tuesdays is offense, Wednesdays is defense, and then
Yeah. Which
Thursdays is
we'll see
Thursdays.
what
Thursdays when we look at the injury report and we're like, oh no. I mean, you guys are on right now. What do you guys want? What breakdown you guys want tomorrow? Because that's exactly what we will focus in. Blue collar said Parsons said in the offseason one goal for him is the number one pressure pass rusher this season. Yeah, man, he wants to break the record. I think that he will, but I do think that it will come his third year because I think that Damone Clark, there's some things that we're liking at him. Um, you know what? That's a great question. Watching all 22, how do you think Joseph played? I believe he was actually great. I think he gave up, what was it, 69 yards. Uh, he gave up 69 yards, and I believe he only gave up, I think it was three catches in the game for 69 yards,
hold on though. Tell
zero.
Ram.
That was on
Tell
PFF. PFF graded him actually very high this week.
tell Ram. Ram's a referee. That was not a catch.
That's what I was gonna. That's what I want to know. Was that a catch, man? Because earlier on, what happened? Defense. Since you mentioned the Hot Boys, right? Hey, the Hot Boys is
Defense.
fun, man. Blue collar, he got respect from Tom Brady when he got him twice. Oh yeah, he's talking about Parsons after he spit shots on the line and surprised them.
Yeah.
That's crazy, right? Let's see here. A catch that should not have been a catch. Yeah, that one. Was that a catch, Ram? Because I know that you're a ref, man, and
Hey, they had instant replay and everything up in the booth in New York, and they called it a catch.
Dean Blandino said it was not a catch, which he was head. He's the one who he's the infamous guy that said it was no catch for Des Bryant, and Des Bryant went out and tweeted, "If you are a Dallas Cowboy wide receiver, you got to have your whole body, and you got to make sure you catch it all the way through for it to be a catch." So Ram, you're on the spot now. Incomplete. Let's go. So Kelvin Joseph, to answer your question, man. I'll tell you this much right now. He came up with a big time tackle, man. If Anthony Brown was there, I don't know if Anthony Brown was making that tackle, and we needed that momentum. Let's see here. Exactly, Ram. Not a catch, but a catch against us.
That was a horrible call, man. It
It
was.
was,
It
man.
was.
It was. That
But
was
yeah, Kelvin Joseph did have a big. I think it was like 39, right?
yeah. It was 30. It was a 39, and man, he was able to get him
He
to
got him right on the edge. So
He
yeah,
got
that
he
that
got him
that
to step
saved us.
outside. He got him to step out on bounds. Blue collar, that was a BS call. And yes, same as Bryant. You know what I mean? It's crazy, right? Because the media has just like every time the Cowboys either win or lose, man, they never want to give the credit. Like if it's the Eagles, oh my gosh, they found a way to win, right? And I think wasn't it the Eagles? Then the Eagles struggle against the Texans also.
You did.
So you
But they
know,
always mark them that way, Jerry. Just like you said. Oh, they found a way to win, but the Cowboys are struggling.
hey, we're Cowboys Nation, man. Let's be loud and obnoxious, man. They're gonna hate us regardless. There's nothing that we can do. Let's just accept the role that they're giving us, right? Instead of being trying to be liked or loved by everybody, let's just be loud and obnoxious and be hated. Uh Adam, is it me or does it feel like the world is against us? That's kind of like what we're going at.
It is, man. Everybody's against us. Like, come on, man. Like, I don't understand. We're a really good team, man. I mean, do we have a ways to go? I think we do, man. I think these next couple of games, the Jags, the Titans, the Eagles, I think that's gonna we're gonna really know where we're at, man. But damn, give us some credit. It's I keep telling this to everybody, man. It's hard to win in the NFL.
It is very
You hear
difficult.
all these players say, man, it's so hard. Some of the players go to the Super Bowl and they never go back in a 20-year career, an 18-year career. You know what I mean? Some of them don't even see it. What's the percentage?
A
So,
good
man, so I'm
the
just saying, like, 10-3 is a good record, man,
it's
regardless of who we played.
it's a great record, but just to kind of add to what you said, Bengals went to the Super Bowl last year, and they were going through a struggle this year, and people have already kind of counted out the Bengals, and the Bengals came away against they got the Browns, and I think there was a statistic going around that Joe Burrow had not beaten the Browns, and he finally got that monkey off his shoulder, right? Blue collar has a couple things he wants to add, but a lot of them are out of bounds, right? He's talking about the receivers with the ball barely passing the pylon. But hey, we still came back from all that and showed them we still got it, man.
We did, man. We
And
came back from all
man,
that BS, man.
I love this community, man. Even from TikTok to YouTube, it's all the same, man. Like everybody's on the same page. Are we
But I
anything?
will tell you this. I will tell you this to end it off, man. I
All
will
right,
say this to all the damn haters, man. And
it's
I'm not
all
saying just because they're like, oh, they're a cowboy. No, listen. Everybody counted us out. When Dak got hurt, when Tyrone went out, everybody's like, they're done. It's done. It's over. They will not make it to the playoffs. So everybody that said that, remember you said that, man, because we're here at 10-3, and that's all I got, man.
Woo! April Ambition, you either love the Cowboys or you love to hate them. Either way, there's love. Well said, man. That's 100% truth
It
right
is.
there,
It
man.
is.
It's just either you love them, that's it. Either you love
Can
them,
you like? Can
or
you
you hate
like super like that or something? I don't know how to do it on
I don't
TikTok.
know, man. I don't know. I don't really want. I don't want to. I don't want to ban them. You know what I'm saying?
No, man, that's a good one. I like that.
I love that one too, man. I need to screenshot that one actually.
You do. That's a good one. We got to keep that.
I got it. So y'all been screenshotted all those that were on. We appreciate the TikTok love, man. 9,500. Adam, thank you for joining us on the YouTube. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and break it down. We're gonna really dig. We're gonna dive. We're gonna be diving deep into the Jaguars, seeing exactly what we gotta take care of because. Man, oh man, the Texans woke me up, man.
Yeah.
Like I said yesterday, I put on the lucky socks at fourth quarter. I was like, we can't go out like this, man. No, we ain't going out like this. But man, thank goodness Dak looked like he was on a mission, especially in that fourth quarter. And like you said, Harvey, at the beginning, I think it was a great battle test, and it was one that Dak needed because Dak hadn't had to deal with that kind of adversity because he missed 6 games with an injury. So yeah, this is really good, and it just shows you the defense is on point. But that's it for us. Thank you all. Uh, Blue Collar says I wear my wedding jersey every game day. Man, we need to get that Super Bowl so we can get rid of all these superstition things, man. Hey, thank you all for the love. TikTok, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Appreciate you guys tuning in. And for everybody there on of course YouTube, we love you. And of course Facebook, we love you.